Hello, all my crunchy quesadillas. Welcome to another episode of Whatcha Packin. We are here with Tampa's own Jules Sparkles.
Hi, Michelle.
Double plural.
The double plural princess. That's me.
Yes, it is you. So did you grow up in Tampa, Jules?
No, I actually grew up in Miami. I moved to Tampa in 2020.
East Coast to West Coast?
East Coast to West Coast.
Why'd you choose Tampa? Because of all the drag there?
I actually moved there before I started doing drag. My dad moved up there for work. I moved up with him, and it's so funny because the restaurant that he was working at was right across the street from Southern Nights Tampa.
Aha!
So everything was just meant to be, meant to happen. He took me to my first performance, and yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was so depressed. We moved to right during COVID, so I didn't have any friends in Tampa.
Okay, so who went to Tampa? Just you and Dad?
Me, Dad, and Mom.
How old were you?
19.
Okay.
I was doing drag on Instagram every day in my room, and he was like, you just need to go do it. You need to go do it. There's a club across the street. I'll take you. You just need to go do it.
You are kidding me.
Yeah, and he took me, and Southern Nights Tampa, that's where I started doing drag. I competed in my very first open night stage with my best friend. We were Jules and Knives. We were like a duo. Jules and Knives, and you know, we still do drag together to this day. And
So this is the daddy that you made over.
this is Salchicha Sparkle.
Yes, salchicha.
Salchicha.
And you just have such a wonderful relationship
Yeah.
with this man. We need queer children in queer spaces to feel safe and be
100%.
loved, especially by their dads.
Yeah, and it's so uncommon in Latino communities for, you know, parents and dads especially to not be so machismo and so like accepting, but my dad never ever made me feel any type of way. He used to like take me to McDonald's and fight for the girl toy for me.
Stop!
Yes, he used to be like, he does want a girl toy. Like he would do all of that for me. He was the best. I love my dad.
So how did you get hooked up with your drag mother, Chantel Sparkles? For people who don't know, explain who Chantel is.
Chantel is one of the most talented drag queens in the world. My idol, my icon, my star. She is a winner of EOI,
Yes,
Entertainment of the Year. Yes, a fierce pageant. I had no idea what that was.
Okay.
I saw a flyer with Chantel. Obviously, I knew who Chantel was at the time. I saw Chantel on the flyer. It was Kylie and it was Trinity the Tuck. And it was Entertainer of the Year competition. So I thought it was gonna be a bar competition. So I signed up for it, thinking it was a bar competition. Had no idea Florida Entertainer.
You signed up for EOI.
Yeah, had no idea it was such a big pageant.
Amazing!
I didn't win. I placed top 5, which was like major for like my first pageant.
Especially
And
not knowing what it was.
especially it being EOI. Like that's
Thank
a
you.
huge pageant.
And always huge productions and
Girl, down. And it was just me. I did like a burlesque number.
dancers, nothing?
No, nothing. I was clueless. I had no idea what I was doing.
That's kinda cute.
I did all my own hair for it. And I think that's where Chantel was like, because she does amazing hair. Like she
Right.
has a wig business, Glitter Bomb Wigs. And so I think that's where she saw like, she was like, oh, this queen did her own hair. Like she has her costumes together. This was all, it was just all me.
I love that.
And I was like 21 when I did it.
And
so-
she became your drag mommy.
And then she was like, come on.
So did she help you get ready for RuPaul's Drag Race?
Of course she did. She did all my hair for the show. She also helped me with a few of my costumes. And then this one right here. I remember one of the first times I saw her perform, she wore this dress.
This is for the Vegas.
This was for the Vegas
you
one.
won that.
I did win that. Full circle, full
Yes,
circle.
I love that. So let's talk about your journey. You got your first win. It took 9 weeks, whatever it was,
9 weeks.
for you
My
to get your first win. For the Betsy Johnson.
The Betsy Johnson Design Challenge, yeah.
I loved.
Thank you so much. Honestly, for that one, I was like, I gotta take a risk. This is it. This is like, I gotta completely flip on what Jules is, because I was gonna pick the pink, because we had the option to pick pink, black and white, and
Multicolor. I don't
right,
know what
the
it was,
random
yeah.
like dark muted tones, and I was like, if I pick the pink, that's so expected. If I pick the black and white, that's easy. So I'm just gonna take the risk.
Right.
And I was so stressed that whole day. I was like trying to make these muted tones work, stressing out with all these furs. And then I was like, what do I do, Betsy? Like, I have all these options. I don't know what
And
to do.
doing it in front of her.
Right. And she was like, just do it all. And I was like, okay.
Betsy would do it all.
And then I just did it all.
Yeah.
And she honestly made me feel like a star that day. I was over the moon to win a design challenge.
Yeah, and I was so proud. That was gorgeous, and Betsy means so much to me personally. So to see that lived out, it was actually something that is authentically Betsy. Betsy would do what you did, so I loved that. Then we got to the roast.
Why do you have
Right.
to bring that up?
What you did, there was no malice. It was pure, and you were really trying to be funny in the moment. You live and you learn, Jules.
Thanks.
Yes. We were talking about salchicha and how You had your dad in that makeover.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very strong makeover across the board, so it was a tough one. And that landed you in the bottom two with
Anya.
who ended up in the finals. We're in the
Crazy.
finals.
We're in the finals, Michelle. Like,
You were in the
what?
bottom for a double, ended up with the double Shantae.
Yeah.
What was that moment like?
Okay, so much was going through my head in that moment. I thought it was my final day. I thought
Aw.
I was like, I'm gonna go out with a bang. I remember talking to my dad backstage and I was like, I just want you to know, it wasn't your fault. Like whatever happens, it's not your fault. Like,
Yeah.
this
How
is
was
gonna
he
be fierce.
feeling?
When we walked in, he was like, oh, we're gonna win. We're gonna win this. And then I quickly realized, he was like, I don't wanna do boobs. I can't corset. I can barely tuck.
Right.
And I was like, oh my God, we're not gonna win this. And then I didn't wanna make him feel uncomfortable because, you know, like, gonna be in drag for me. He came all this way. So that already meant the world to me. So I was like, okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna make him feel comfortable. He had the best time.
Aw.
He had the best time on that runway. He was
Hello,
literally,
Christmas card this year.
hello. That's gonna be the Christmas card. He was living his fantasy. And so I was like, this is my last time on this stage. I'm gonna turn the party. And for that lip sync, I felt like I left it all on the table for that lip sync.
You did?
Did the reveals, and yeah, I mean, thank God. RuPaul was like, Shantae, you both stay. 'Cause I was like, fully expecting that to be my last day.
You're here, you're in the final. That's all that matters. You got here, you earned your place. Nobody gets here by the grace, you know? If you've watched anything about this show, as you can see, forerunners go home, and it's a travesty, and people you never thought would get to the final, not only get to the final, sometimes win.
I pinch myself every day. I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe I'm in the finals. It's just like, the craziest thing in the world. I'm just beyond grateful and beyond excited. I'm so proud of myself that I did it. Like,
proud of you too, kid.
it's just like, oh my God, wow. The first 5 episodes, I was like, I'm gonna make it to the final.
Right.
After that, I didn't get a win. So I was like, oh my God, every day is my last. Let me just make it last. Let me just make it count.
It's so scary to live in that moment. It's kind of like, I'm going home. You're just waiting for the other shoe to drop.
But I feel like the mentality where I was like, let me just make every moment count,
Helps.
helped me get there. I took every moment as my last, appreciating it, like, okay, this might be my last challenge. How can I enjoy it as much as I can? How can I have the most fun? And how can I make this moment count for me?
Yeah,
And
it's that whole like dance like nobody's watching thing. So
exactly.
be in the moment, and that's so important to be present.
And I think that's what got me to the final, that
Well,
mentality.
you got you to the final. You did the hard work, but you didn't do it alone. You had some help.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Chantel's outfit one with the Vegas thing.
Yes.
What was the black and white one?
Oh.
Because that one we lived for.
No, that was one of my favorites. This was made by Jeffrey Kelly in Orlando. He is a really good friend of mine. He helped me prep my package as well. And this is inspired by a Hayden Williams design. And when we were coming up with the idea, I was like, why don't we actually make it look like the fashion illustration instead of recreating it? Let's make it look like the actual drawing. So we did the whole thing. We made the hair kind of look like it was sketched out. And yeah, so I love this look so much. I love how graphic it is.
Me too.
So
And then the
it's a little-
kitty accent.
The kitty accent and the little J tail for jewels.
So
I mean,
good.
yeah, it's one of my favorite looks.
One of my favorite looks is this pink, you know, My Fair Lady of the Night.
Hello.
Type of look with the cold hips. Very sexy. Whose idea was that?
This is actually Jeffrey Kelly as well. So this gown was a gown that I bought for a pageant that I was gonna do. Trinity and Chantel were like, you need to figure out a gown. So I was like, perfect. So I bought this gown, I thought it was sickening. And then they were like, this is the ugliest gown.
Shut up.
And I thought it was fierce, I thought it was sickening. And they were like, you cannot wear that. So then I had this gown sitting in my house and then the pink category came up and I was like, Jeffrey, here's this gown, make something out of it.
Okay.
And then he turned the party, girl.
He's really good.
Yeah, the pink fabric is actually the lining of it, and then the pink outer fabric, like for the top bodice, was what the whole dress was made out of. And then he made a hat out of it. Like
If I remember correctly, he's a pageant boy anyway.
He is.
So I think he really understands this. I just didn't know he could do the women's side of that stuff too, because I think
my
he
God.
pageant boy as a boy,
yeah,
right?
Mr. Continental he
Yes,
did.
yes.
He is,
Gay USA, I think.
yeah, he is a genius. He's also so kind, such a good friend in general to have.
I love that.
Yeah,
Well, he turned you out.
he turned me out. I was just like gagged by everything he made. And the best part, they're easy to pack. They're easy to pack.
Love
Fold it, fold it, fold it. It fits in the bag. done.
Because he gets it.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He gets it. He gets it. He gets it. And so I didn't get critiqued for this pink look, which I was really upset about. I really wanted to get critiqued on it.
Well, I loved it. So
Thank
there's your
you.
critique now. I would have
Thank
told you
you.
then, I tell you now, I loved it.
Thank you so much.
Well, you have been magical. I'm so excited that you're in the final. I can't wait to see what you do. I'm sure everybody out there watching can agree. Well done to you that you've gotten this far, and good luck in the final.
Thank you so much, Michelle.
Thank
I'm
you.
so happy and grateful.
Thank you, my darling.
Thank you, Michelle.
And thank you for joining me for another episode of Whatcha Packin. I'll see you babies next time. Bye.
Got it like that, got it like this. Wanna take a swing, no, I never miss.
So yeah, so she made this dress for herself, and we took it in for me. And
Oh, you just had to get that in, didn't you?
and
Oh,
then,
Jules. Hey, you want more non-Emmy nominated gay you traders? Well, then don't forget to subscribe to the RuPaul's Drag Race YouTube page.